Artists, you can now go and look on this website to figure out if AI was trained off of your work. And you might be like, Kat, there's already ways to go and look this up. It's never been this explicit. You originally would have to do a lot of back-end digging to figure out, like what data sets the model was trained on, etc. But somebody decided to create a tool to help AI bros, and it ended up exposing massive amounts of art theft. So, this is posted on Twitter, but apparently, somebody made a Style Explorer database for a recent AI image model, which just ends up documenting over 10,000 artists whose art was stolen to make that model. It even has a little search bar to let you check if your art was stolen. How thoughtful. It actually gets even more sinister because the whole point of this tool, and we'll look into this, right, is to let AI bros steal. I'm currently in the middle of hosting a competition for creators, and there's a lot of sensitive information, like personal info, IP, etc., that I want to keep private. And I want to ensure this stuff doesn't end up in the wrong hands, like third parties, advertisers, or worse, having AI trained on this information. And with the rise of more and more companies trying to implement AI to access your data, protecting your information is more important than ever. And one tool that I've been using to keep my files safe is Proton Drive. Proton Drive is a cloud storage tool that allows you to upload files, photos, and more with guaranteed privacy. Your files and photos are stored end-to-end encrypted, meaning unlike other popular cloud storage, Proton cannot see or scan your files. They promise that your data, photos, and files will not be shared to third parties, advertisers, or to have AI trained on it. With Proton Drive, you can expect all of the best features. Automatic backup of photos, real-time document collaboration with Proton Docs, photo album organization, and file sharing through links. On top of that, there's a few features that I love, like password protecting your files when you share them, and end-to-end encryption. Proton Drive is based in Europe, so you can rest assured that your files are protected by some of the world's strictest privacy laws. Proton Drive is part of Proton's encrypted ecosystem, trusted by 100 million users worldwide. And it's completely free to sign up. And signing up helps support this channel so I can continue making videos like these for you guys. I travel a lot, so I often have to upload my working files and photos to the cloud to access it at whichever country or location I'm at next. And I can do so through any device with their mobile apps. The peace of mind Proton Drive provides me allows me to rest assured that my photos and files are gonna remain secure, and that there's zero chance AI is being trained on my work without my knowledge. So if you want to try Proton Drive for yourself, click the link down below to keep your photos and files secure. Thank you, Proton Drive, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. Currently extracting all the artist names from the source code for archival purposes. It will be posted in a bit. Note that if your name is not on the list, there's still a chance your art was trained off of. Check Dambaroo for your username, as that's how a lot of downloadable AI models get their data. And to clarify, my initial post is a bit misleading. If your name is on the list site, it's not 100% sign your art was trained on. You actually need to compare your art to the AI generator on the site to make that determination yourself. And if your art is on Dambaroo, only be concerned if there's like over 100 works from there. From what I know, they only tag artists when preparing the training data when the number of works is over a specific threshold. And yes, I'm aware the training data and Dambaroo artist names are on Hugging Face. However, those are not usually easy for the average person to parse through. Anyway, this is the model in question, made by Circlestone Labs, called Anima. Another person adds, by the way, it just checks outputs on all artist tags available from Dambaroo. It doesn't have anything to do with the model itself. From what I've seen, the outputs aren't even similar to actual art styles. So you don't have to extract all names from the source code. You can find Dambaroo artists CSV online or query it yourself through a simple API query. I kind of snooped around, and it's kind of true. Some of them are similar to the artist's art style, and some are quite off the mark, actually. I posted this really late in the evening. I should have explained that a part of the checking would be comparing the AI generator to the artist's actual work. So the quote retweets are a bunch of artists, finding out that their artwork or art style was actually trained on. Here's another artist who unfortunately found out their work was also being used. It sucks. And another artist said it even goes as far as my section, and it doesn't really feel much like me, probably due to a lack of images to learn from. Another person says, I remember a bunch of folks talking about using Glaze back when the whole AI craze started, but at the same time, I keep seeing art styles being stolen. Did Glaze just not work? And Barry adds, Glaze and Nightshade became very quickly outdated, and workarounds were made quickly. Another person said, that's just artists who are on Dambaroo. Every anime model is trained on Baroo sets. Nothing criminal there. And Barry adds, I think people are missing that it has generated examples on there, which means it's an easy way to check for visual evidence that that specific model trains on your art. It's nothing new. People have made sites like this before, but I still wanted to share it. Update. The same person just posted a list of 59,000 artist tags that are present in the model's training data. I highly recommend you look through this as well. We can see there is an artist list. And if we go down, it hits the 50,000s. That is wild. All the way down to 59,703. So this is the site in question. I will also have a link down below if you want to go and check it out yourself to see if your work was on here. There's some that look just like the artist's art style, and there's some that like I tried looking the artist up and it's like it doesn't look anything honestly reminiscent of the artist's art style. Just because your name is on here doesn't necessarily mean that it was trained off of your work. So you can use the eyeball test, right? Like if your name is on here and it looks suspiciously similar to your art style, probably trained on your work, which is so unfortunate. But for some artists, it's completely missed the mark and it looks nothing like their art style. Now, why was this made in the first place? Because this isn't something made by a kind-hearted civilian that was like, oh, you know, artist, here's how you can check if your artwork was stolen. No. So this is the GitHub, right? And it's made by user Theta Cursed. Don't send hate to any parties involved. Don't bully people, okay? But it reads an interactive, high-performance visual database designed to explore artist styles within the Anima 2B parameter model. So the current library is 10,000 artist previews. They're trying to expand to 20,000. So why was this made? It's for you to quickly sort through art styles you like. And then it says here, one-click copy. Click on any artist card to instantly copy the name to your clipboard, ready to be pasted into your prompt. Because that's right, if you like an art style, you could click it, copy their username, and then what are you supposed to do with it? Well, there's a Reddit tutorial in r/stable diffusion for this. Anima Style Explorer. Browse 50,000 artist styles with visual previews and autocomplete inside Comfy UI, with Comfy UI also being a Gen AI tool. So they're just showing you how you can steal people's work. You look at the art style you like. Oh, if you see one you like, click it, and then paste it into your generator, where there's literally also an autocomplete. Oh God. Where it will help you search up artists you can steal from. Paste in their name. And then the comments. Nice work. You added sort by popularity as well, which is extremely helpful. Thank you. Another person asked, this is great. Where did you find a full list of artists? The reason I ask is I think it'll be fun to add a new layer so you could choose like backgrounds instead of just one girl. And OP says, sure. If you want, you can contact Theta Cursed, who's putting all the styles on the page. And people basically are asking for more info. They want more artists, more generated images. Besides that one girl who looks like 02 with a bob. And somebody comments, found this from Twitter since it received a huge amount of backlash. And OP was like, I don't understand. Could you send me the post or is it about something else? So they linked the post that I just read to you earlier. And I feel like posts like these do the opposite as it ends up advertising Anima 2B to curious people who otherwise didn't know it existed. And OP says, I feel the same way. Honestly, I don't use Twitter much, so I'm not really up to date on this kind of stuff. And I do understand many of them. As an artist myself, I feel frustrated too. But they shouldn't only look at it from that perspective. They should also think about people who never learn how to draw or find it difficult. It is a decentralized open source tool, so anyone can use it. I understand they make a living from this, but that's not really AI's problem. It's a consumer issue. If consumers prefer AI, there's really nothing that can be done. And from reading more of the comments, I think some people see AI as singular, so to speak. They tend to say things like, quote, they weren't using artist images to train, end quote, which I think refers to comments from Sam Altman. Like I said, in the end, the decision is in the hands of the consumer. I think honestly, it is a next level of I don't care if you yourself are an artist who is like actively working on making tools to contribute to the theft from other artists. And I do think it speaks to like, in general, a level of entitlement that people have over like skills and artist art styles. Like, I don't know, man. If you really like their art style, cool. I love that for you. You can pay them to make you artwork. Ding, 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 yay. Obviously, art doesn't come easily. That is why people learn to draw. And I feel like if you want to take a shortcut to do things, that's fine. But taking a shortcut that encroaches on like the ethical boundaries of other people, that's where I personally draw the line. If you want to buy some stencils and paint over the stencil so you can get a cool looking Christmas tree stamp or something, pop off. But that's not the same, you know? And the whole, if consumers prefer AI, there's really nothing that can be done. I still think there is a level of like ethics involved when it comes to like creating something that will assist in that. You know what I mean? Like, yes, people prefer to get things for free instead of having to pay for it, obviously. So then if I develop a tool that, I don't know, helps you rob your neighbor so that you can get their stuff for free. How's that supposed to sound? I don't know, man. I just think it's so interesting because it's always the debate of like, I want this, so I'm gonna create a tool to help me get it. I want to be able to draw, but because I don't want to learn, I'm going to use a tool to expedite this process at the expense of other people. I don't know. It's an active choice to do that. You know what I mean? So with that, Please don't send hate to any parties involved. I will have a link down below if you would like to go and double check to see if your work was stolen. There's also a Twitter page here that is also talking more about the preview model where you can go and double check your work. I will also have that link down below if you would like to go check it out. So with that, if you like this video, I appreciate it. If you would like and subscribe, don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I also have a coffee with free resources, and I'm working on some mouse pads. I was drawing them on stream, so if I finish them ever, maybe we'll have mouse pads. Never know. So anyways, I hope to catch you guys on my streams Mondays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PT, or Thursdays at 7:30, or in another YouTube video. So peace, and hopefully your art isn't on the list.